As titled in the video down below, we're going to get to the news in 10 minutes. 10-minute rundown of international news as well as domestic news. Here we go. If you hear a stupid ass cat in the background, I apologize. That's my retarded sister's boyfriend's cat. And just joking, sis, I love you. But here, we're going to get to the news right now. All right, Asian politics. Chinese foreign minister and Thai prime minister agreed to collaborate on fighting cyber scams. Wow, what a breakthrough. All right, blind spot for the right. Countries to gather in Colombia for summit aimed at breaking fossil fuel reliance. Yeah, that's going to happen. U.S. foreign policy. U.S. launches sweeping crackdown on Southeast Asia cyber scams and sanctions Cambodian senator. Wonder why they would sanction a Cambodian senator. Interesting. All right. And daily briefing. Netanyahu reveals secret prostate cancer diagnosis and treatment. Yeah, like the world needs prostate cancer diagnosis from Benjamin Netanyahu right now. All right. And Argentina blocks all journalists from presidential palace. What the fuck? That's kind of weird. Unstable ice block halts Everest climbing season. That is so weird. And invasive Asian jumping worms now reported in 38 states. Jumping worms? Sounds like evolution's taking a turn. Mr. Beast executive alleges firing after working during labor. Working during labor? What the fuck? Oh, pregnant. Got it. They had me on that one. All right, Chile politics. Bolivia, Chile moved to restore ties severed 50 years ago. Wow. Ooh, stop the horses, everyone. Bolivia and Chile are moving together to reunite. Oh my God. All right, Israel, Gaza. Police in Israel detained Jewish man for kippah showing Israeli-Palestinian flags. That's interesting. Middle East politics. Approximately 40 Israelis attempted to sneak over border into Syria, IDF confirms. You know what's hilarious is that us in the U.S., we only think that Mexicans try to hop the U.S. border, but we don't realize that other people try to cross other people's countries' border as well. I don't know, I just kind of find that funny. That's so funny. All right, Cuba. Cuban diplomat denies that releasing political prisoners is part of U.S. negotiations. That's kind of weird. All right, Asian economy. Hong Kong regulators fine PwC $166 million over China Evergrande audit. So interesting. Animals. Explosion of invasive janitor fish sparks mass removal operation in Indonesia's capital. Yeah, the last thing that I'd be wondering about for Indonesia is getting rid of fish. It's the last thing. How about Sharia law? All right. And auto. At Beijing Auto Show, Chinese car makers flaunt new technologies as global competition heats up. Very interesting. Iran war. Iran FM Araghchi to travel to Pakistan for renewed talks, report. That would be pretty interesting. Iran and Pakistan, that's interesting. That could be deadly. Literally deadly. Iran war again. U.S. military developing plans to target Iran's Strait of Hormuz defenses if ceasefire fails. Hasn't the ceasefire already failed between Iran and the United States? I don't know why we keep going circles on that shit. Like, let's just move on. There's no ceasefire. Oh my God. Panama economy. Yeah, I shouldn't even read this. It's like, who gives a fuck about Panama, right? Businesses dole out up to $4 million to cross Panama Canal during Strait of Hormuz chokehold. Again, there's no ceasefire. What the fuck we talking about? Benjamin Netanyahu. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu treated for early stage prostate cancer. Like I said, Benjamin Netanyahu being diagnosed for prostate cancer is literally the last thing that should be on his mind and on Israel's mind as rockets are flying over their Iron Dome as we speak, or in the future as we're going to speak. All right, South Korean prosecutors deny police request for arrest warrant for K-pop Mongol behind BTS, whatever the fuck that means. Hezbollah MP, military police, ceasefire meaningless in light of Israeli attacks. That's what I mean. There is no ceasefire. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, guys? There's no ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel. There's no ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. There's no ceasefire between Iran and Israel. There's no ceasefire between the United States and Israel. There's no fucking ceasefire. Oh my God. See, this is why oh my God, reading the news is so difficult. Trump administration. Trump poised to expand refugee program for white South Africans. Yeah, that sounds like something Donald Trump would do. The white South Africans. Yeah, oh my God. All right. Planetology. Enormous kraken-like creature may have dominated prehistoric oceans. I fucking can't. How the fuck do we know what the fuck was dominating prehistoric oceans? And see, this is what I hate about claims of evolution. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some aspects of evolution that I believe, but then there's just some that's total horseshit. Like, evolution will claim that humans began out as fish. There's literally no fucking proof of that. Like, there's literally no fucking proof of that. Or all organisms started out living in the ocean. There's no fucking proof of that. Like, I fucking can't. Anyway, Mount Everest. A giant chunk of glacier blocks Mount Everest route. Now, that's interesting. That is super, super interesting. Global warming, perhaps. The world possibly going underwater, perhaps, as we know it. Interesting stuff. Thailand politics. Thai Supreme Court accepts ethics case against 44 opposition lawmakers. Super, super interesting yet again. Japan economy. Japan core inflation rises to 1.8% in March as food prices jump. Yeah, food prices are rising everywhere. In a lot of news agencies, they're declaring that we have the most dangerous energy crisis almost in modern history. Like that's you know, that's really saying something. All right, Blind Spot reports key suspect in notorious Tataman massacre during Syria's civil war arrested. Now that just makes zero sense. You're in a civil war and you're just gonna start going on a fucking massacre? Like, who would have thought serial killers started coming out during a civil war? Interesting. All right, technology. Anthropic powered Luna runs San Francisco store and hires staff. Yeah, that's something to make the news. You hired a bunch of staff. Wow, technology. DeepSeek reports. China's DeepSeek previews new model adapted for Huawei chip technology. Yeah, there's been so much propaganda around Huawei that they've been spying on people through their phones and everything like that. So that's super, super interesting. Anyways, guys, the time is at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm not even sure if you can see that, but we said that here that we would cover the news for you in under 10 minutes, and I intend to keep that promise. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. In the next video, I'll do a 10-minute rundown on the news as well. Make sure you hit the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm, and make sure you share this with friends and family who want to know domestic news as well as international news. I've been your host, Madison, and your commentator, Madison, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.